In this lesson, you will learn how to simplify radical expressions. So the ones that we did in the other lesson, all the square roots were perfect, or it asked you to approximate. Sometimes when the root is not perfect, you will be required to simplify it. So your teacher wouldn't want you to give an approximate answer. They would want you to give an exact answer that is simplified. The way that I do that is I use a tree diagram. Some people use different methods, but I'm all about finding the easiest way and let's go. So we're going to do a tree diagram. If you don't remember how to do that from like second grade or something, don't worry, I'll show you. So what you want to do first is break 32 down. You can say whatever you want as long as you find two things that multiply to 32, like 16 and 2, 8 and 4. There's so many different things you can say. I'm going to go with 8 times 4 because I know 8 times 4 is 32. Okay, now I need to break the 8 down. What times what is 8? I know that 4 times 2 is 8. Okay. So why am I doing this? The goal of breaking this up is you need to break it down to where you can find pairs that are the same. If you're doing a square root, since there's a 2 here, you want two numbers that are the same. Once you see that, circle them. If you don't see it, keep going until you break it down completely. Okay? If you see a cube root, you want 3 numbers that are the same. Fourth root, 4 numbers that are the same. Fifth root, 5 numbers that are the same. Since I'm doing a square root, I want 2 numbers that are the same. Well, great. I already see I have a 4 and a 4 here, so I can go ahead and circle my pair here. I have one set of 4, one set of 2 4s. All right, then you keep going. Can I break 2 more? I can't. If I could, I would keep going to see if I can find another 2 to pair it up with. All right. Once you're done breaking it down and as much as you can, now I need to, whatever is in your pair comes out of the root. So I have one set of 4, so I will put one set of 4 outside my root. Whatever does not have a pair, like my 2, will go inside. That is the simplified version of square root of 32. Okay. What happens if you have more than one number? Like what if I had more than one set? If you have more than one set, you would multiply them together. So say I had 4, 4 and then 5, 5. Then I'll do 5 times 4 is 20 and a 20 would go out here. Same way if you have more than one number left to go back inside, you just multiply them together. Now I want to point out this was a quick way of me doing this. Some people may not see that. So say you didn't see that and you wanted to break down 32 all the way. Like for example, if I did 16 times 2, then I could do 8 times 2, then I could do 4 times 2, then I could do 2 times 2. Some people may need to break it down all the way, especially if you're not very good at this, or until you get more comfortable. Okay, then I would ask myself how many need to be in a circle. It's a square root, so 2. So circle each 2 of the same number. I have one set of 2, I have another set of 2, and this one's left. Okay, that's the one that's left. So do you see how I have 2 sets of 2? These would come out. So outside I would have my 2 times 2. And then inside my root, I would have whatever's left, which is a 2. Multiply 2 times 2 is 4, square root of 2. Do you see we got the same thing? We did. The quickest way to do it though, just keep going. As soon as you see a set of pair, circle it and then keep going with the other numbers that you have. Now you can't use the 8 anymore here because I already broke it down. Same thing here. I can't use these because I broke these down. Once you break them down, don't go back to them. Okay, that was a side note that I wanted you guys to see what to do if you had more than one pair. I'm going to quickly erase this because I need the room to work out all these problems. Again, for this section, I try to do as many problems as possible because I know that when you are working on these on your own, sometimes you find different problems. Like you want to be able to know, what do I do if I get this? What do I do if I get that? Okay, I don't know what was here. We'll just make it, I think it was a 9 actually. All right, let's try again. 108. What times what is 108? Off the top of my mind, I know 12 times 9. If you don't know, divide 108 by 2 and just do it the long way. Okay, 12. I can do 4 times 3. 9, I can do 3 times 3. Okay, I see I have a ton of 3's here. I want a set of 3 in one circle because it's a cube root. Look, I have my 3's here. But I still have that 4 to break down. I don't think I can get any 3 numbers here, but let's just break it down to see. All I get is 2 and 2, so I can't really go any farther than that. Now I'm ready to write my answer. I'm going to go ahead and put my little cube root. The sets go outside. I have one set of 3. It's a big 3. This is the cube root part. Whatever's left will go inside. This is what's left here. 2 times 2 is 4. So this is the same thing as saying 3 cube root of 4. Okay, number 3. What happens if you have a number here? You're just going to bring it down to the end. You're going to multiply this with whatever is going to come outside. So let me break down 75. I could do 15 times 5, or I could do 25, 25, let's see, 75 divided by 5 is 15. You could go to your calculator. 75 divided by 25 is 3. 25 would definitely be the fastest way, but let me do this one the long way. So let's say I didn't know what, and I'm just going to do 5. So I know 5 times 15 is 75. I can break this down. 5 times 3 is 15. And that's as far as I can go. So this is a square root. This is a big 5. It's not a root. So I need a set of 2 here. Okay. I'm going to drop this 5 here. So this 5 comes here. You have 5 times whatever this is. I have another set of 5 that comes out. And then what I have left is a 3. 5 times 5 is 25. So I should have written this here. So that's 25 square root of 3. This is your final answer. Okay, 4. Square root of 100 is 10. But let's say you didn't realize that and you're just so used to doing this little tree. Okay, I would say what times what is 100? 10 times 10. And look, that's already a set. So I already have a set of 10. Nothing is left. That's how you know it's a perfect. When it's a perfect thing, you're not going to have anything left to go inside. So square root of 100 is 10. The 10 comes out. What about this? X to the 5th. Okay, when you have a variable, remember we divide the variable by that? Well, 5 doesn't go into 2 evenly. Or 2 doesn't go into 5 evenly. So there's 2 ways you can do this. How many times does 2 go into 5? Well, that would be 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, you know what? Let's do long division just so you can see what I'm saying. So I need to divide 5 and 2, right? 2 goes into 5 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. Subtract 1. This is how many times it goes into 5. And that's how many x's come out. So I'm going to take out 2 x's. What is left? I have 1 x left. This is what goes back inside. So this goes in, this goes out. So what do I have left? Not a 1, but an x. This is why. If I have 5 x's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I want to circle each 2, because that's what a square root is. I have one set of 2, I have another set of 2. These 2 come out, and that's the x squared you see here, and this one's left. Okay, but you know, you need to know how to figure out how many times it goes into is what comes out, the remainder is what goes inside, because if I had 100, I'm not going to draw out 100 x's. Okay, 5 cube root of 64. What times what is 64? I believe that's 4. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. But say I didn't see that. I'm going to go ahead and divide 64 by 2. I know that's 32. 32 divided by 2 is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. I'm dividing by 2 because I know these are even numbers. It's 4, and then I have my 2 and 2. Okay, a cube root is every 3 numbers. So here is a set of 2's. Here is a set of 2's. Well, I don't have anything left. So 2, one set of 2 times one set of 2 is a 4. That comes out. Okay. Now let me divide. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Oh, great. So nothing is left. 3 goes into 9 evenly with nothing left. Okay, let's keep going. Number 6. 4 goes into 8 2 times. So that's a squared. Nothing left. 4 goes into 7 1 time. How many are left? Let's go ahead and do long division. So I have 4 and 7. 4 goes into 7 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract, you get 3. So 1b comes out, 3 goes in. So 4th root of b, and I said 3 are left. Okay, 7. Square root of 27 we know is 5. 2 divided by 2 is 1. B, 2 goes into 3 one time, and there's 1 left. To confirm that, so 1 comes out, 1 goes in. 1b out, 1b in. Okay, 5th root of a negative, we can do that. I think this is 2, but let's see. So 2 times 16, 2 times 8, 2 times 4, and 2 times 2. I need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a whole set of 5. So that's a 2. It's a negative 2 actually, because it's a negative. All right, then 10 divided by 5 is 2, so that's x squared. And then y. 1 cannot divide by 5. I don't even have enough to divide that, so just leave that inside. I would need at least 5 for me to be able to do this. If it's anything less than 5, it would just stay inside because 5 is too big. All right, what happens when you have a fraction? First, if you have the same exact root on top and at the bottom, divide this out. If you don't, then do the top separately and the bottom separately. Often you'll be able to divide it. So the first thing I would do is keep your 4th root and divide. 160 divided by 2 is 80. Divide your x's. Remember, when you're dividing your x's, you subtract your exponent, quotient rule. So 10 minus 2 is 8. Same thing for y. 5 minus 2 is 3. Then now break this down. 80 is 10 times 8. 5 is 2 times 5. 8 is 4 times 2. And 2 times 2. By the way, some of these can't be simplified. I'll do an example next. Now I need every 4. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4. A 2 will come out. I like to write in white. So a 2 will come out. What will remain is a 5. So that 5 here must go back in. So I'm going to leave some room because I have variables for my x and y. And put my 4th root here, put my 5, just so I don't forget about it. Now let's do our variables. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Nothing's left. 3 is too small. Can't divide that by 4, so it stays in. So it's 2x squared, 4th root of 5y to the 3rd. Now, what I was saying earlier is some things you can't really simplify. If I asked you to simplify the square root of 10, this is 2 times 5. I can't get a pair. Therefore, this is as simplified as it gets. That would be the answer. Some of them you cannot simplify.